he was just on leave and somehow met the love of his life. Even got kissed out of nowhere. Carl's an active duty soldier, currently on a short break. At home, it's just him and his elderly dad, the two of them getting by, looking after each other. Then came Annie. The sun hit her face just right, and her smile, so sweet, Carl couldn't even look directly. The vibe was starting to get flirty, until a little boy ran over and hugged her. Carl froze. Was she married? Did she have a kid? Turned out, the boy was just her neighbor. That little twist actually made them even closer. They'd barely met, but the chemistry was instant. They clicked, talked like old friends. Soon it was getting late. Carl knew he had to head back, but didn't want things to end, so he asked, carefully, "Can I see you again tomorrow?" Annie smiled and said yes. The next evening, they met up again. It felt effortless, like they'd known each other forever. Even their hobbies matched. Annie said she wanted to meet Carl's dad. He hesitated, his dad could be a bit tough, but Annie insisted. When they got there, his dad actually liked her. They talked and laughed the whole time. Carl just stood there, stunned. It felt meant to be. He walked her home after. Wanted to ask how she felt, but didn't know how to say it. Annie picked up on it. She leaned in and kissed him. That sealed it. They were official. But the break was almost over. Carl had to go back. Annie didn't show up to say goodbye. She couldn't handle goodbyes, so they made a pact. They'd write to each other every day. Just the little things, whatever came to mind. And every night, they'd both look up at the moon. At the same time, like the moon itself was carrying their love across the distance. They survived long distance. And now, finally, they're getting married. Almost every long distance couple dreams of this. The girl climbed the fence, no matter the risk, because her favorite boy was back. They had already decided. Once he retires, they'll tie the knot. Years apart, finally about to make it official. But the girl didn't know. He had made a huge decision. The country was hit by terror attacks. As a soldier, he volunteered for a dangerous mission to clear out threats. This goodbye? Life or death? Uncertain. He came to say farewell. Carl knelt, begging her to understand. Annie cried, holding him tight. She wished to be with him forever, but now could only support silently, waiting. Carl went back to the army, carrying out his risky mission. He gave his life to the country, but his heart stayed with Annie. Later, a letter from Annie arrived. She said she was getting married. Carl burned every letter. From then on, he felt like a walking ghost. During a mission, a teammate got shot. Carl rushed forward to save him. His mind was full of Annie's face. Carl survived, slowly healing his wounds. He could have retired with honors, but instead, he volunteered to keep fighting. One day, he got news his father was seriously ill. He rushed home, long overdue, but it was too late to make up for lost time. His father held him and cried, stroked his head, then quietly passed away. It felt like he had held on, just to see his son one last time. Carl drove to find Annie. There he saw her husband, his old friend George. Carl held no grudges, just wanted to know if she was happy. Annie didn't say much, but took him to the hospital. George was hooked up to IVs, life hanging by a thread. In his darkest moment, George had helped her, but Annie's heart belonged only to Carl. Knowing George was gravely ill, Annie decided to marry him, to repay his kindness. George knew Annie's heart was with Carl, and trusted Carl wouldn't question. So before he died, George wanted to do one last thing for Annie. Follow me. The story continues.